Well, howdy, everybody. This is Cowboy Steve of Builds a Homestead. So today I'm doing something a little bit different. You can see behind me that it's nighttime out there, right? So it's windy, cold. It's time for my annual recap. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my video recap with y'all. Those of you who have a small YouTube channel, y'all might enjoy being tuned in. The rest of you, it's just going to be a summary for me, so I know what I've done in 2026. But I've got some interesting stats here. Let me go ahead and jump over to that. All right, so there we go. Here's my 2025. If you take a look at that, that's how many views that I've gotten so far in the lifetime of my small channel. So it took me a long time to get 1,000 subscribers. At 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you get monetized. So I am a monetized channel, and look for 1,064,248 views. People like me. They are watching my channel, and I enjoy it. I get a kick out of it. I made $757.84. That's a lot of hard work, y'all, to get there. You have to set up an AdSense account. You have to get the 4,000 hours. And then they don't count shorts the same way. They don't count advertising the same way. There is a lot that goes into that. But notice that I have about 18,000 subscribers. Now, those aren't all organic subscribers. I had about 9,000 organic subscribers. And about 30 days ago, I said, well, let's go ahead and throw a little money at that. So I set up a $200 advertising budget. And I said, go ahead and find me subscribers. So Google's been pushing me out and, advertising my site for me. And so I get to pick what the advertising is. I get to pick the videos, right? So what I'm trying to do this year is do one video. The problem with me is this is a build journal. So as I go through, I do what I do that day. So a lot of my projects don't have any conclusion. In addition, if I order parts, it could be months before whatever it is I'm working on comes in, and then they get the next little bit. Well, that is unsatisfying for viewers. But to be honest, y'all, I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to. I'm just playing here inside of YouTube for residual income once I retire, to understand a little bit. This is my personal build journal that I open up to the world to watch. And as I go along, learning a lot. This is my last retirement home. I'm reaching retirement age. And so I'm building this all with my own money. I don't owe the bank. I don't pay insurance to anybody. But I build from paycheck to paycheck and from project to project. And I've tried to do it solo building. About middle of last year, I realized I will never get done in time if I don't add additional manpower. So you'll see every now and then as I go back in time for the life of my video, something there hit and I got a lot of views. Most of the time when I go back and looked at it, it was views where my daughter was in there or Leah was in there. And so I don't know if they're honest views for guys and gals who are trying to build off grid, or if the YouTube algorithm goes, oh, this guy's more interesting with more people. Let me go ahead and promote him more. So all of that was organic. And then right here at this part of the year, with this little uptick, that's where I started spending money. And I'm not getting more views. What I'm getting is more subscribers. So I don't know about feeding that big animal, right? And so I've been feeding now for several months. I've been feeding Google. I've made $757, but if I include like the cost of my Adobe, $64 a month, the cost is advertising, I'm in it to it about $1,250 or so to be a YouTuber. Right, so a YouTuber, not including my equipment cost, which I love cameras and I've always owned them anyway. I guess if I started factoring in cameras at 600 a pop, and I broke 4 cameras. These are used cameras, so they're good Japanese glass on them, good lenses. Fuji is what I like to use, so really good cameras. I broke 4 of them during the construction. This is why I have to say it's not a YouTube channel for y'all. You're just riding along, making me feel good. It's me keeping track of my build journal as I'm building off grid, because so much time goes on between when I start doing electric, or start doing solar, or I start doing that. And when I wrap it up, do the next step, then I need to review the videos myself to see what I was thinking and what direction I was going. Kind of using it like a blueprint design, right? Because I'm building off grid. So anyway, that is where I'm at. But I'm very, very pleased, and I'm very happy to have y'all along with me, worth 1 million views. And I'm just keep going. And I thought, well, let me throw a little money at this, try to get, I don't know, 50, 100,000 subscribers. I think I'll advertise my way to that. It shouldn't cost me more than $1,000 maybe by the end of next year. And if I happen to hit one breakaway amazing video that everybody's just, woo, amazing. It's all luck of the draw. It's all luck of the draw. I think the YouTube algorithm kind of picks things based on, like, I'm doing this at night, right? So behind me, it's a dark environment, not very YouTubey, right? Not very. It's unscripted. I don't have a team or anything like this. I'm in for the night, so I've decided to do this year-end wrap up. So let me go ahead. There's the goal of what I'm doing with my YouTube channel. You saw how much money I made on 1 million views. I made $757. But to be honest, if I was a more popular YouTuber and I was doing in a field, see, my site is about a lot of different things. I go thrifting a lot. I do homesteading a lot, chicks a lot, building this shipping container home. So the robots don't know where to put me and market me. And so then I end up being the straggle bunny on the end, and I don't get very much money back from all the investment that they do. So if I did finance, for example, I'd be getting $2 a click. That 1 million views could be worth between, I don't know, $2,000 and $10,000 a month. But I just want you, if you're a small YouTuber with visions of grandeur in your head, I want you to be honest that an average Joe who has mixed content like me is not going to make lots and lots of money. If I had 1 million views a month and I was making $1,000 a month, that would be fantastic. Now that's $12,000 a year. Is it worth the investment of time? I've got plenty of content as a home builder, and I'm building about houses that'll last 1,000 years. So even once I'd be done and I'd magically somehow get this house done, I could still go and visit houses that are 1,000 years old and talk more about the technology. I might go get another degree, a master's in, historical building technique. I don't know, or something like that. But anyway, I wanted you to be honest. So 1 million views, you saw with your eyes. You saw with your own eyes that I had, if I scroll up there, $757.84. And it says estimated revenue. Now, you got to set up your bank account, and then it auto deposits, and you got to set up your AdSense account so you can promote, so you can even get paid. There's a lot of steps there. It's not easy. So when people say they want to be a YouTuber, professional YouTuber, well, they're going to be working mighty hard. It is a genuine and sincere full-time job. Looky here, I'm done in the evening, and I thought, I normally like to do the year-end reviews like 1st of January. I'm at the end of January, middle of January, and I'm doing it because I've been so busy. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I got done in 2025. It was a busy year for me. Keep in mind, in Texas, we had over 100 days, over 100, and no rain. And the sand kicks up, the dust gets bad, the pollen gets bad. It's extremely difficult to work in that. The tin can be between 140, and the soil can be over 140 degrees on those kind of days. And it's Groundhog Day, but with heat. And it's exhausting. It's just day after day after day after day after day. So my advice for those of you who are building off grid and homesteading in Texas, I think you should come in strong and spend some money up front, which I didn't do, and bring in manpower and good RV to live in, and not the way that I'm doing it, which is hand to mouth, which would have been fun. It's an adventure for me, right? But I don't have kids. I don't have a partner out here helping me. It's just me. So I could scratch along. I'm a dry cabin, so I'm still field showering and washing my hands. I've got an outdoor wash station, so I wash it. But let's take a look at what I got done this year. Shorts are counted different. It'll quite frequently say it's not updating live. It's a little bit discouraging as a small YouTuber to even get the traction to get 1 million views. But here I am, real happy. So what is the lifetime of my thing? It says that I started way back in December of 2021, but you could see that I was buying a property. I was thinking about it. I think my first video started about August of 2022. So that's the life of it. There's been a couple of times when I've done really, really well, gained a lot of traction, but mostly it's just the same old every day. A couple thousand viewers a day, all the way till now. This end part where things are picking up, 2 or 3 thousand views a day, that's where I've changed things up and I'm spending just a little bit of money on some marketing, and we'll get into that. So for the million views, now I've got 19,600 hours. You need 4,000 hours before they let you make any income at all. So I'm well beyond that, and it's you need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4,000 hours in a year for you to be able to be invited to make money. So, in the life of everything, now I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. I'm not pushing my channel. I'm not marketing my channel. All right. Well, what did I do to get there? Well, I'll take a look at this. So, what I did is I pulled the report of all of my work, and I started in December of 2024, just as a run up, right? So, what was popular that month? Well, I was really only doing one major project, and that was the foundation for my Archimedes Bridge. And the Archimedes Bridge is, I wasn't really doing landscaping. I needed to capture the runoff from my driveway because it was turning my driveway into mud. So I made this holding tank that ends up, there's thousands and thousands of gallons in there. Well, I thought I'd put an Archimedes Bridge over the top of all of that water so that I could learn how to handle an Archimedes Bridge, which will be used, the same timbering will be used for my roof between the two shipping containers. So that was that. That's what that was all about. Um, so during that month, there's a couple of a couple of thousand views in there. That's really nice to have. It was just foundation work, mostly how to build a faux brick wall. In January, I got did my year-end reviews. I also got in a 3,000 gallon stock tank because I've been running out of water. My horses got sick, and I did. There was some emergency work on them. Quite a few videos in January. In December, there was maybe 15 videos there. January, it looks like I posted, 25, 30 videos. So what I did is I finished up the Da Vinci Bridge, and I did a study on radiation shielding, and that's what I'm building the concrete on this farm to be nuclear, EMP, and solar resistant, if you will, an above ground bomb shelter. It'll be in a Santa Fe mission style, but something safe for people that'll last a long, long time. So those were the big ones on that month. All right, February, it's a small month, and I also did a small number of videos. So the synopsis there is I switched over to fence repair and also hired my first worker, a teenager. I found some mission bell parts. I did all my annual equipment maintenance, and I'll do it again this year. Flat tires, broken pitches, all of the all of the maintenance. Did pretty well. I found a lot of parts for a mission bell. And so my next test will be how do I stick a timber in the ground that weighs thousands of pounds as a solo builder? So that's all in here. So in February, I did pretty well. Everybody liked my dry stack concrete underwater. Can you stack concrete underwater and will it cure? You could watch the video and find out on that. March, super busy in March. So I got all the parts gathered for the mission bell. I went ahead and put it together. I had both a drought where I ran out of water and a flood where I got flooded out. All droughts in Texas end in flood. It's just the way it is. Anybody who builds along a river is insane. And I know people go and they, because 10 or 15 years might happen without anything bad happen, and they push against the zoning and they get them to rezone the area so they can build, they push back on a 500-year floodplain, they kill people. So Same thing happens out here. I made sure I built on the highest part of the ground I could in this area. I made sure the water's routed around me and I'm 2 foot off the ground. Even then, you never know, right? Mother Nature's a big thing. But I had both floods and droughts. That was a big deal. I ran out of water for the horses, so my neighbors helped me out. And March, while it was still cool weather, was logging season. I did a lot of logging that month. In addition, Round Top, which is one of the nation's largest, Round Top, which is one of the largest flea markets, opens up in March. So I went there and I always buy architectural salvage. If I buy something that's 100 years old, then I end up already 10% of the way to a 1,000-year home. So that's one of the reasons I like to do that. So taking a look at my big hitters, foundation work on pipe gates and fencing, that was big. The budget-friendly way to repair that water tank. So I got a free water tank. It was 3,000 pounds. Very hard to move. It ended up being about 1,200 pounds of weight. The plastic was about 1 inch thick, and it had some spider cracks in it. So I went ahead and repaired that one. More of the bell work, looking at, as I scraped some of the yolks and whatnot I used for the bell, went through 100 years of paint, and then gravel and driveway repair. People like those videos. So there's my March. In April, I did a synopsis. I got chicks and I hatched out chicks. That was super fun. And I truly, truly enjoyed hatching out the chicks. I did some horse work for my horses. Since they got hurt, they were a little spooked and difficult for the vet. So I just spent a little bit of more time getting them accustomed to halters and rope work. Did that. It already started getting hot in March, so I put in ceramic window treatment. And those were my big ones, right? Horseshoeing, horse work, and also I started building a sawmill out there. That was a pretty big deal. All right, March top. My most favorited video that month was, it was a big month. I did a lot of work. It looks like the budget-friendly plastic repair on a polyethylene tank. So in the previous month, I had went and found a free 3,000-gallon water storage tank. And so I went and got it, but I had some micro cracks in it. So I repaired those that month. What's using the little staple guns, it was loads of fun. So water management was a big deal. All right, April, I also did a lot in April of videos, but most of them, if you take a look at them, they were kicking off my sawmill shed that I started building, which I turned it into a loafing shed, and I built another sawmill shed later in the year. But a lot of work. I did chicks. My first time at hatching chicks, those were popular. Logging and fire control. I did a lot of logging and fire control. It was cool enough to do that. I started that loafing shed, as I mentioned, and I call it a sawmill, but later on I changed my mind, turned it back into a loafing shed. I did a little horse work, got the horses taken care of, taken care of, dewormed, ridden, trained a little bit, vet work on them. And then I went to Round Top. There I found some Camp Swift tin that I bought for the loafing shed. And since we're in the middle of a drought, I put ceramic coating in the windows here. So that worked out real good. May is still a good month for work. So I did May. So the neighbors caught a fire behind me. So a bunch of the neighbors do a lot of shooting, and no problem with that. But when you shoot during a burn ban and extreme risk, they're called fire sticks for a reason. Don't do that. You catch things on fire. Anyway, my neighbor behind me caught on fire, so I had to evacuate, load the horses, and all that kind of stuff. It was a problem. I also had wind damage. My outdoor kitchen was destroyed. My chicks hatched, and I integrated them. And I built stone bases for a thing. So that was my summary of that. A lot of homesteading work, a lot of logging. My most popular video was Rustic Charm, building a post base out of reclaimed stone. So that was super popular. And then antique timber tools did really well. June, I took a big vacation, Texas vacation, to see things in Texas I'd never seen, mostly panhandle stuff. Driven through the panhandle many a times, but I went to Palo Duro and I saw Palo Duro. I saw the Cadillac Ranch. I saw Lubbock National Flea Market. I saw Abilene State Park, Buffalo Gap, Texas, just a bunch of stuff. 10 days vacationing there. So most of that June, those videos are traveling videos. The Palo Duro did the best of my videos on there. So, and then a little bit of horse work, a little bit of truss and rafter work. Those videos also did really well. Reclaiming the sawmill tin did really well. In July, I had an injury. I stepped on a blacksmith nail out here, and it was such that it went all the way through my foot, and I could see a little dome of skin on top. When I pulled the nail out, it took a plug of tissue with it. So I was really down for the count in July. So I didn't do very many videos. I see about 10 or 15 there. 11, I see 11 there. And my most popular one was the World War II tin from Camp Swift and restoring that. I mixed in a little history of Camp Swift in there, a little bit about my dad. Did really well. That video did really well. Anyway, that was the most popular in that month. August, I was real busy in August. I did a couple of videos for somebody that two businesses that got best of. So I did businesses for that. And I traveled to Portugal to see Thousand Year Construction. So that whole month of August, I left because the drought and the heat was so oppressive that I couldn't even clear brush. I mean, it was just over 100 degrees every day, every day. When it gets that hot, then you get the lung problems from the dust and the pollen and sinus. It's a real problem. September, I came home and I did some, tap and dye work. I added ducks to my thing. I built a adult level teeter totter, which was loads of fun. So September was slow, just like July was slow. October, still in the middle of a drought. It was so hot in October. So I did a little cactus in the garden in October. We still were in a drought. That one did really well. I did the mesquite forest, the benefits of it, because everybody talks bad about mesquite, but it was a primary food source for the Native Americans here. So my essentials on tap and dye did well. My tater totter did really well. I also went to the film location for House of Dragons in Portugal to oh my gosh, a 2,000-year-old mountaintop medieval village / Roman village. And that video did really well. So, all right. So back to work in November. So as you can see, during the summer months, I have to shut it down. It's just too hot in Texas. So cool weather came in and I started back to work. If I took a look at the number of videos, I see at least 20, 25 videos in that month. Zero Escape, I got 4 inches of rain, so I covered that. My favorited roof were shipping container roof work, how to do roof work. I've got a second container brought in that month. A third, rather, container brought in for my storage and my sawmill. I need to empty the one shipping container that I have that's full of furniture and turn it into a work area and get everything out of it so I can drywall it and put an electric. So that month I brought in a brand new shipping container in the back and I'm turning that into a real sawmill and storage and workshop. So that month was spent with that. I started then a homestead construction yard cleanup. During the summer, things got out of order, and I told you about the storms blowing things around. So, but anyway, the shipping containers, they did the best to roll off of the shipping container, how to buy, all that stuff. So most of November was spent on a new sawmill build using a shipping container, and as well as policing the environment. So that takes me to December, which is the wrap up for the year, December to December. December 2025, I hired men to help ranching because I'm not going to get this project done as a solo builder. I tried. And oh my gosh, they got so much clearing done and they got the fire lines up around the property. That is just amazing. I rebuilt some Mexican inspired antique stairs that will reach the roof of the shipping containers. Leah came out, helped me finish up some pipe gates, helped me do some decor. That was super cool. I got a little John Deere mower for around the trees, as well as a string trimmer around the thing. So my most popular there says that there was the Mexican inspired staircase. Uh, Pipe gates were the most popular, and Carhartt versus Cover King was the most popular. So I do my equipment videos, right, as I'm unboxing, but I'm not an unboxing channel. So the algorithms, if you're a YouTuber and you see that I'm doing everything, it's because I got a homestead and I'm building and I got equipment. So I do things to keep track of me. But if you wanted to be a YouTuber, you'd have to focus on one thing, single serving, like unboxing videos or Ford equipment, tractor, homestead, chicks. It does better with the AI because it just can't figure me out. I do everything. So, in a nutshell, that was me in a year. I said that I had done December to December. I had done 290 videos. That is true. I did a lot more work than that. Very successful year, despite the drought that drove me out of Texas over to Portugal. They had massive wildfires there, but at least I got a break. I got some ocean during the peak of the heat, and came back renewed, re-energized, and I'm back to work. It's cool enough. I've got these cowboys coming in helping me clear land, which makes a big difference. So that's a year of videos, and all of that together for 4 years gives me 1 million views. So, let's say 250,000 views a year. These numbers in this chart, I realized, are for that month rather than for the year, right? So just take these numbers and multiply by 12. That would give me the number of, total views for the year. And it'll just keep going. So, can I be a professional YouTuber? That's not my goal, but I'd have to be much more focused on a specific item or break out multiple channels. Have a channel on the homestead, have a channel on the animals, have a channel on logging, have a channel on the sawmill, that kind of a thing, in my opinion. Or have a better personality or more people. All right, well, that's my year in review for 2025. I am grateful for YouTube putting my videos up on there. Very useful for me. People might be watching this to see what they could do for YouTube, to be a YouTuber and make YouTube money. That's not my purpose. My purpose is a build journal that I'm keeping track of. But in the process of that, maybe I can make a residual income, right? So I've started doing that, and real happy with the results so far, to be honest. So pleased that 1 million people have taken their time out of their busy day to drop by, like, subscribe, join me. I like the company out here. I made a little bit of money, right? $575. Now that is offset by the cost of the cameras and recording equipment and, Adobe Premiere and all of these kind of things. But those would be things I'd be doing anyway. So, all right. So I'm making more of a break-even situation on that. Having said that, somebody would put out a magic video and it would go viral, and you'll get 100 million views. That could be worth $1 million. So there's a little bit of the luck of the draw, a little bit of what your face looks like, a little bit of how charismatic you are. But I am super, super pleased. And I'm real pleased with all of the subscribers. Now, this year, I'm doing something a little bit different in 2026. I'm going to go ahead and invest money and market my videos as I go, see how fast I can grow this thing. In addition, I'm going to try to do one big video a week that summarizes everything. So, yeah, I might still do my daily build journals on here, but then I'll have a start to finish project video. That's really what people want to see. They want to see you build a month's worth of house in 15 minutes. Well, that's not reasonable for a guy like me. In addition, YouTube, it's like another full-time job. So I've got a full-time job and I love my job and I enjoy working it. And then I'm building this house in the homestead, and then I'm adding in the YouTube on top of it. Perhaps that's a bridge too far, but it's where I'm at. It's what I'm doing. 1.1 million views, 19,000 watch hours, right? Heading up on 19,000 subscribers, and heading up to $800 worth of income. And that's not without merch or anything. That's just advertising income. That they run ads on your stuff anyway. So you might as well get paid on it. So so you might as well get paid on it. So I want to thank you all again for dropping in, joining me, seeing this year in review. If you held out to the very end, I appreciate it very much. Like, subscribe, follow me along. Thanks much. Bye-bye.